to the Space for Kentucky Roundtable. The Space for Kentucky Roundtable is a place to bring together space-focused businesses and enthusiasts so we can learn, discuss, and share insights about the space industry. This provides an opportunity for companies and individuals to come together to grow our space economy. Please take a minute to sign up for the Space for Kentucky notifications so that you are aware of all the amazing things that are coming up. In addition, here is a page of resources and links to help you get space into your classroom. I will add more as I get them. Tonight, we have 5 amazing educators that will present, and I hope that you will leave inspired to bring space into your classroom. All right. So, talking global, let's segue to Robert. Robert is the president of Guayaquil Space Society and the CEO of Leviathan Space Industries. He is a partner to a lot of space his company partners with a lot of space organizations, and he is one of those dynamic people that make things happen. And he has been on my podcast, but he has actually inspired me personally to go into the spaceport industry. He has that way of spreading the love for space. With just a couple of simple questions, he can get somebody excited about the new trajectory. So he was instrumental in Ecuador signing the Artemis Accords here recently. He doesn't promote it, but you can hear it in a lot of the conversations that he had a part to play in that. So, Robert, would you please take it away?
Izzy, thank you so much for those kind words. I'm just so happy to have to do anything with Kentucky because I'm half blue. I went to school in the University of Kentucky, so for me, it's how the state wins and is successful is very important for me too. And if we can bring it to collaborate with Ecuador and the rest of South America, I think it's very, very important. Like what Izzy was saying, what was right. We're definitely very interested to see, what the impact of education is. We see it from an economic development point of view about what we need, especially for third world nations, to be successful and become first world nations. How can we find a road to prosperity out of poverty, and how we can solve our biggest problems? And technology with space is what definitely brings all those opportunities for everybody. The challenge is, how do we start? What do we do next? How do we talk to people about it? And how do we request support? And I think that part of those efforts that we did was trying to promote Ecuador becoming a more active actor within the space community. And Artemis was a very important step towards that. Let me just show you briefly these quick slides, because I just feel so much pride now that I can say that we are with you in Artemis. So that's Ecuador's flag right there. We were country number 26 in signing this in the month of June, and that's Ambassador Yvonne Baki at the Ecuadorian Embassy in Washington, D.C. During the signing, and we were there with the support of the Ministry of Foreign Relations, Gustavo Manrique. So it was a great decision by them to be able to embrace the message that we were transmitting about the importance of being part of this important initiative and what this effect can have in our community, especially our children. So it's phenomenal. We're very happy now that we can actively say that we're part of what you guys are doing. These are just some pictures that I just wanted to show. We had the Milo Space Science Institute from Arizona State visit us. They decided to have Ecuador become the pilot program for the workforce development initiative in Latin America, which is great. That way universities can be involved. And 2 weeks ago, the Space Foundation came to visit us, which is remarkable because now we can start thinking about programs for elementary and secondary schools. And that way we can start thinking about what is the right pipeline. As you guys mentioned about the workforce development, how do we get kids early on engaged? Because the challenges are that they're going to drop out of school, in this case, because there's a lot of economic pressure for them to work or help those families. I want to get them engaged so they continue to elementary school and high school, and then they can start considering that the university is a possible career path for them, and that STEAM and sciences can definitely lead them towards those opportunities that will lead eventually to jobs for them. So we definitely want to create the right path so they can be successful. And all the wonderful programs that you guys are doing are so inspiring, and those tools are just so necessary that we can use all of them. If I was there right now, I'll take all of them and I'll take them back to Ecuador. So I'll have to invite all of you guys to please come to Ecuador and join us there, because I think this is definitely worth a more profound conversation, and for you guys to meet our school teachers and for you guys to meet our students, and you can be very, very excited. So in this next image, I just wanted to share that we are taking steps, to get everybody excited, and they love the subject. We're giving right now radish seeds that went to space, and we're also working with shrimp larvae, so the kids are excited to do things that they know, because the local economy of Ecuador is heavily dependent on exports like agriculture and shrimp. So that's what the kids know. So it's very exciting for them to be able to do something that they can relate to with their families, what they're doing for work. With the Space Foundation and the Milo Space Science Institute that visited us from ASU, now we're thinking about how do we create a space ecosystem, and what do we need in this case to empower the necessary development of the schools to help propel us, for our industries and for our institutions to be successful. And that's a very important point of discussion with regards to that. And here are just some of the students, as you can see, just very excited, raising their hands. They want to ask questions. They want to share their stories. And I had a student that actually gave an explanation about how the moon was created. And this was like a 6-year-old kid. And in perfect English, he went ahead and explained how the moon got done, to the surprise of even his own teachers. And the kid was just so curious that he did that research on himself, and he just wanted to share it. So that's an amazing impact, that space can do in this kid's motivation about getting to do more and share more. So that's the things that I just wanted to share a little bit about, so you guys can get excited as we are, because we would love definitely to be able to collaborate and create these opportunities. I understand that some of the programs are just US based, and the idea now that we think about Artemis is great. How do we create the right framework for collaboration, not only at the space agency level between NASA and other space agencies, but between universities, between elementary schools, for those teachers to collaborate with others around the world, and for the students also to be able to meet each other and plan about what they can do in space. So I think that's something really cool, and hopefully we can do more with Kentucky. And I would love to invite you guys next year all to Ecuador 2024. And let's have, how about an event? Just focus on education, and you guys are all here. So I just definitely want to express my gratitude, Izzy, for that, and hope you guys to see you, all of you, soon here. Thank you.
Well, and thank you, Robert. And I'd like to really stress that, the space is global. That's one of the really cool things about it. And if an elementary class from Eastern Kentucky can work with an Ecuadorian class of kids, what do you think is going to be the result of that collaboration? I mean, I get goosebumps just thinking about the power in how those children will grow up thinking that our world is small, and that, oh, I have a friend that is halfway around the world that I can call in a second, and they can help us with the solution of this. So I think this is powerful, and I think it can go so far. So is there any questions for any of the panel members except for Kaci? And I would like to point out that Kaci was not somebody that was a STEM teacher. She wasn't a space teacher. That she went to one of these programs with the ISS and got sponsored and got hooked on space. So, capturing the children's imagination is one thing, but it's the adults too. Everybody needs to feel like they're a part of something bigger than themselves. And space can do that. And it can ignite people to learn and hopefully make the world a better place.
And I want to
So
add that there is a lot of cross-curricular opportunities with space too. It's not just STEM, of course. Technology is what drives exploration, but then there's space philosophy, like Mark mentioned, and then there is this whole, history of space exploration. So there are opportunities to bring many cross-curricular connections as well. So it's not just closed off for STEM.
yes, we need everybody. No matter if you are somebody that likes to cook, we need space food. NASA just launched. I believe they selected 6 different companies to develop cuisine for space, because we have to eat when we're reaching out there, and it has to be good, because food is a very integral part of who we are, regardless of what part of the world you are. Food is culture, and so it's important. So are there any questions for any of the panelists for us tonight?
I think what you mentioned, the last comment is really great about the culture aspect, because if we think about sustainability, usually we think about resources or time as we work, but we are also part of that sustainability element, humankind. And that means, what do we need to do to either adapt for space or to preserve our culture, and how our culture just becomes richer by this exchange and new things that we can create together. So culture, I think it's an important way of our definition of who we are and who we're going to be as we definitely move to space.
And it's critical. It's what we should celebrate. I want to sincerely thank all the presenters tonight: Courtney Black, Dr. Deepika Sangam, Kaci Heins, Dr. Mark Wagner, and Robert Aillon. Thank you so much for spending your night with us and sharing space. Please take a minute and sign up for Space for Kentucky notifications. And one last time, here's the website where you can get the resources that we discussed tonight and more. We will add, if you have more, please send them to me and we will get them on there. I hope that you have found this evening enjoyable and inspirational. And I hope it has inspired you to reach for the stars.